wisdom versus wit.
Where two different perspectives from two different generations have one amazing conversation.
So today we're going to have a quick little chat about what it means listening to your gut.
So I think we'll start off with just talking about what that phrase or what that turn of phrase actually means for each of us. It was very different for me than her. Not necessarily when we grew up, but just kind of the connotation that held around it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when I grew up, it it was a phrase. I think it's always been around. Listen to your gut. I don't know too many people that wouldn't know that. But when I grew up, you didn't follow that. That was just like a phrase. You could say it, but you didn't dare follow it. You always followed societal norms. You did things the way that you were, dare I say, conditioned to do them. But if you had some sort of rumbling in your tummy that you felt you wanted to do something else or something didn't feel right or whatever, you didn't express it. You buried that and you went about the way it was supposed to be or expected to be done. So yeah, very, very
repressive.
I think it is. That's why we have a lot of angst, people my age, don't we? Very much angst here.
I'm finding myself.
Freeing myself. Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
So how about you? Like, what is it like for you? What did it mean?
It was still a turn of phrase. I never felt like you couldn't listen to your gut, but for me, it's always just been whatever was screaming from inside of you. So I feel like nowadays people can say, listen to your intuition, listen to your guides, listen to the universe, open yourself up to it. Those sound like all the same things to me, as opposed to before, like you're saying, how it used to just be so repressive. It used to just be like, go with your gut, make a decision, keep going, but do what's expected, like you said.
Yeah, and I think that's why you see a lot of people, I don't want to say my age, but I think I won't put ageism on it, but the people in general that are a little bit older, I think you see a lot of those people coming forward with so much of their past, things that bothered them or hurt them, because they knew at the time, they felt it, right?
Wrong.
That it's wrong.
Something
shouldn't be happening, but also raised to understand you don't say anything. You bury your head, you walk away. Now, with your generation, right?
Get on your soapbox and just tell the world.
Tell everybody.
Just say your opinion.
Get a YouTube channel.
We
Talk whatever you want.
Opinions out the wazoo. That's exactly what it's like. Is you're able to not go, I don't feel like I should. That little second guess, that's your gut. That's your instincts talking.
True.
And that's what a lot of people have heard but not listened to and followed through with. I think now we're able to actually follow through with what we're hearing from our bodies or minds or souls,
and it's okay to do that, right?
Yes.
Like there's a lot of support to be able to do that. And I think it's kind of cool. I know we talked about some generational stuff in our previous video that you should go watch. It's really fun. But I know we talked about that, and I feel like because of your generation sort of being open and embracing, going with your feeling or naming it something different so it's maybe not so uncomfortable for people my age. I think that supports us then in being able to be expressive and being open and sharing, which I hope you know is very healing and therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
Right? You know what, I'm a little bit curious though, Mel, like what's something that you've done that like you used your gut and it actually worked out, or like maybe something where I should have listened to my gut?
Well, I have to. A lot of times, the first thing that came to mind actually is playing sports. Listening to your gut was actually a really, really, really good tool, I guess. So if you were playing against a certain athlete and you knew their characteristics and everything, but you had a little extra insight into how the game was played, or to what the team might be like, or what their strategy might be, listening to your insides actually helped me perform on the outside. Leading helped a lot with that too. So understanding your teammates and making sure that they were telling you how they were actually feeling instead of me hearing them say something, knowing full well inside what they meant and going with that instead of hearing what they were saying, taking it at face value, leaving it. And then
Right.
things get a lot more rougher. You could use that with any sort of relationship, where it's professional, personal, your actual like relationship with your spouse or partner, all of
But
that.
it's kind of like when someone tells you, "Oh, I'm fine,"
Yeah.
but inside you know
Are they?
that it doesn't feel to you like they're fine,
Mhm.
right? It's not necessarily the external characteristics. They may not be crying or look sad. A lot of people can put on a very good front,
Mhm. And a
that
lot
they're
of
happy and
actors.
everything's okay. But when you get that feeling, when you ask someone how they are and they respond, "Oh, everything's great,"
Yeah.
and you feel like this, no, it's not. It doesn't mean you have to delve in with 1,000 questions,
Let's sit down,
jump
box
on
of
them,
tissues.
like, no.
Look at my notepad.
Exactly. You don't have to become a therapist,
No.
but you have to listen, or you should. You don't have to do anything, but you should listen to that little voice that says, "You know what? I'm just going to keep tabs. I'm just going to reach out and try to be there for that person because I feel like there's something that they're needing, that they're maybe not feeling okay
Mhm.
to ask for, right?" So yeah, that's a great example. I didn't even know that about you. Wow, I love this channel. I learned so much about my own family. It's
Like,
so
I
cool.
think I just learned that.
Yeah.
at the same time, but ignoring it, I have a few of those. But I'm curious to hear if you have one.
We were talking about this when we got together this morning. Of you're driving home from work and you're looking at the gas gauge, going,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, I should. Oh yeah, I gotta get gas. Yeah, no, I don't feel like getting gas. I'm too lazy. I'm too tired. I'm too. And you go home. You don't get gas,
Yeah.
and that's a choice you made. And then the next day, if you live where we live, you wake up to 10 feet of snow in a blizzard, and you go, "Darn it! I have to get gas." Or you're late for work and you think you got like just enough time to get there. You get in the car, start it up, and go, "Shoot! I should have got gas yesterday. I didn't
I
listen.
should've.
I should have done that.
I
'Cause
should have listened to myself.
something negative happened or something not so great happened because I should have done what my gut was telling me to do." But I have it's a long story, but I'll make it really brief. In my career, I've had many opportunities where I didn't go with my gut. There were many times in hiring somebody, in recruiting, where I didn't go with my gut. I, had this little feeling and went, "Yeah, but you know what? This department needs 5 bodies right away for this project," or, "Yeah, but this is the president's nephew, so," right?
Oh.
And my gut's going, "Wow, no, this is going to be a problem. This one is a no, or this one's not being forthright. That resume looks so cool, and yet you can't really answer these questions properly, or it might be something." And I went against my own grain, and that was very early in my career, very, very early. Throughout the past, I'm going to say 10 years, much to the chagrin of most of my bosses and superiors, I followed
Yeah.
my gut. And if something stunk, I let you know. If something was
Someone
not
left a steaming
feeling
pile,
good,
listener.
huge. Needed hip waders. And so,
How do you not smell this?
You're lucky. So it just became very different in that it became the voice I trusted, and it is a voice I trust because it's a voice that's there to protect me,
Yeah.
or to put me where I should go and what feels right morally, ethically, all those lees that are good for me, right? So there's many times that I've stepped up constantly and went against the grain and said, "Nope, I'm not doing that. Nope, don't want to be involved.
Yeah.
Nope, I am not hiring this person,"
I think that's what
right?
it ties into now is what do you do with your gut instincts now? So now that you're in tune with them, once you get in tune with it, once you're able to listen to it, how do you act now, kind of thing? So
Yeah.
as opposed to, yeah, I could hear it yelling and screaming at me, but I'm just gonna ignore that and keep going. Whereas you might want to now go, no, I'm at the very least going to take a second look,
Right.
or just take some time to think about what my body is literally trying to tell me.
Right. Because when I look at it, for me, I've never been led astray. I've never had, when I look at all the things that I can remember that are aligned to not listening to my gut or having listened to it,
Right.
all the ones that I have listened to, I've never been led astray. But man, I went down some nasty butt roads by not listening to it. Bad stuff, very bad stuff. You don't want to do that. And I think it becomes, it's human to not want to do things sometimes, even
Yeah.
though you know, oh, I should.
Oh, I should do that. I'll feel better.
Right?
Oh, I should do that. So I don't
Even though
do
I
it
don't feel
tomorrow,
like
or,
it.
oh.
Yeah, exactly. That's human nature to do that. I still do that.
Yeah.
We all do that. But you get to a place, or I'm at a place now where you get that thought, and then you go, nope, you know what? Something's telling me that I should get this done,
Yeah.
or I should go here, and you just go do it.
It's a little more than what meets the eye to get used to that and to not ignore it if you have to ignore it for the time being, to not feel guilty about that either. Your body will readjust to your alignment with your life path, what have you, will realign itself. You don't have to work on this and also feel bad for not doing it perfectly.
True. No, that's very
So
good point.
The idea is to try to listen to it and follow that as best you can, but at the same time being cognizant of, is that my ego talking? Is that my gut talking? Is it just a want or a selfish thing talking? Maybe suss that out. Think about it. How is it going to affect other people too? So
Actually-
trust your gut, but
Make sure it's your gut.
Yes.
Kind of what we're talking about today
Yeah.
is that feeling that just says, hey, Jan, you should go do this. You should
Yeah.
go get gas because you know it's going to snow tomorrow.
Yeah.
You should go get gas because you have to be somewhere tomorrow at 6 a.m.
yeah, you want that to
Right.
go well. Go do it.
Right.
Go get your stuff
Right.
done. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's an inner
Exactly.
dialogue. Anything.
So, I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys got what we're trying to say. I know we got what we're trying to say. I think it's just all about take some time and listen to those inner voices, those voices that come from here. They give you guidance for the things that you think and feel that you should do.
Yeah.
And appreciate them for being sort of you're very blessed in that you have a guide built in. It's like your own GPS.
Yes.
Right? It's your GPS, your gut GPS. Boom. Coining a term, a gut GPS. Sounds gross, but it's cool.
Yeah.
and it's your guide to help you do the things you need to do so that you kind of stay out of trouble and you have a wonderful day, a wonderful life.
Yeah.
Right? And that's kind of what it's all about.
I think so.
But I don't know about you, but my gut is actually saying I think it's time we tell these good people to make sure that you subscribe and click that little bell so that you never ever miss these riveting conversations we have with each other.
Trust your gut. You know you want
Trust
to.
it, yes. Nice
Trust it.
segue. Well
Yes.
done. On that note, have a wonderful day. Follow your gut.
Yeah, and comment down below and let us know which one you thought was which for wisdom versus wit. And until next time.
Bye. I get the butt of the joke. Okay, go.
Who said?
A monitor. Okay.